Here we go. Here we go. Let's see here. Get this thing started. How we looking? How we looking? What is up, everybody? Now, listen. The actual hearing doesn't start on Court TV until another like 15 minutes, 11:15 a.m. EST. So we're chilling for about 15 minutes, just talking, just warming up, getting our long johns on, eating our Slim Jims, getting ready for Lori Daybell, attorney at law. Her award-winning legal defense will be on display today. Travis says he quit his job to watch this. Nice. Hey, worth it. Worth it. It'll pay off. Trust me. It'll pay off. What's up, Mark Nugent? Susanna says, more like Lori Dumbbell. Nice. See what you did there. What's up, Morgan? Listen, I'm trying to get something going. So while we're chilling, we're chilling for about 15 more minutes for this hearing to start. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get one of those screens to go in my doorway to this room. Because it's getting hot in here now that it's starting to heat up. And I always have the door closed because the cats will run in here and just start chewing and unplugging everything and disabling my camera and, you know, getting on my keyboard and downloading viruses and everything. And so I haven't been letting them in here, but I want to start letting them in here. I feel like if I'm in here, then they won't mess around. They'll be in the background. So I'm going to try to set some stuff up in the corner over there. Maybe a cat bed. We'll get the cats in here. They can join us for the lives. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives. I'm definitely, hopefully I'm going to be able to cover this. I guess today is the hearing for whether or not cameras can be present during the trial. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully they can. Because, man, I do not want to miss Lori Daybell representing herself. I mean, top of her field in legal defense. We all know she graduated from Yale, Harvard Law, all the Ivy League schools, really. I would love to see that. We'll have another, what's his name? Daryl Brooks on our hands. So, gonna be doing a lot more live streams. You probably noticed I've gotten myself a little intro. I've gotten the members here. We got some custom emojis for y'all to use when we're live. We got a stream design being made. I'm gonna be doing a lot of lives. We're gonna be covering Lori, hopefully. Definitely Koberger. There's a few other trials I'm wanting to get into, but let me know in the chat what upcoming trials do I need to start getting caught up on and cover. Thank you for letting us call in the other day. It was fun. Oh, I always have fun letting people call in. And I know we all had a riveting good time when what's that guy's name? I can't remember. He told us that riveting story about that guy. JSP making everything snatched. Yes, sir. On fleek. On fleekicus. Lori, Corey Richens, Shauna Gardner. I have a live chat replay on, so after this, I will go back and see all your suggestions and log them somewhere. We got about 10 minutes before the hearing starts, and we get a masterclass in legal representation with Lori Daybell, attorney at law. I can see Lori now. Your Honor, I hate to say this, but, I'm starting to think you're a zombie. There, I said it. You're a zombie. You need to be cleansed. And everyone in this jury, strong zombie vibes. I'm getting a lot of zombie vibes from this jury. Anyone who thinks I'm guilty, as a matter of fact, zombie vibes. Seriously. Dark spirits. Well, in that case, I'm a zombie. Kiosk Club, we are now with, for the time being, for the duration of the Daybell trial, we are all zombies. Dark spirits. And I even got this. I'm going to show it to you in the chat. I'm going to do it right now. I even have this. If you're not able, maybe on a cell phone, it's too small, you can't tell. All members can use this emoji, custom emoji. It is a very ticked off looking cartoon of Hissy Fit with the word guilty on it. And we can all use this for these trials, such as Lori Daybell, where we all know she's guilty. There you go, right there in the chat. Mandy gets it. Lots of custom emojis I got made for you guys. After this, I am going to be reacting to the brand new, it's not new, it's from like 2015, 2017. 2017, yeah. Never before seen interrogation footage of Wade Stephen Wilson, before the tattoos, before the bath salts, where he's being interrogated. We're going to react to that, and that will be posted later today. I miss you kicking your boxes. I need to blow up this boxing bag somebody bought me. It's in my closet over here. So I can just beat the crap out of it. I want to thank everyone for being here. We currently have 5 times the amount of viewers than actual court TV. That's amazing. I think. Let me refresh. What we got?
Lori Daybell.
Already?
We can watch the trailer while we're waiting. Let's see.
Lori Daybell.
Already convicted for the murders of her children.
Doomsday cult mom is now lawyer Lori.
She's representing herself.
On charges of conspiring to murder her 4th husband.
She said, I can murder you now.
She really thinks she's equipped to try this case.
She appears very sure of herself.
I have real trial experience.
It's going to be a strange trial. We'll see how it plays out.
The Cult Mom Conspiracy Trial. Live coverage coming soon. Only on Court TV.
Wow. What do you mean you have previous trial experience? You mean that trial you just got found guilty during? You got the crap beat out of you during that trial. Well, listen, I have a ton of trial experience. I'm suited and booted to handle this case all on my ding-dang own. Man, you lost in record time. Someone said, do we know when the actual trial date is? I'd like to know as well. I heard something last time. I caught the last hearing. I think it was last week. Way too late. I was going to rush and go live because I really do want to cover this. But it was too late. And so I missed a lot. But I know the judge was saying something like a deadline of May 11th. but I don't know. Trial date is March 31st. That's the day of jury selection. Trial should start around April 4th. So I think, from my understanding, thank you, Cookie K, for clarifying that. From my understanding, cameras aren't allowed for the jury selection. So April 4th sounds like we will start this thing. And let me tell you, we are covering this. I wouldn't miss this for the world. I cannot wait to hear what she's prepared. Imagine she just goes in there and crushes it flawlessly. The most amazing legal defense you've ever seen. Doubt that. What up, YouTube streets? He thinks May 11th is when you think May 11th is when the judge anticipates it to be over. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thank you for clearing that up. Even better, because I don't want to wait till May 11th. April 4th sounds good. What do we got? We got about 4 minutes. It's 11:11, everyone. Make a wish. We got 4 minutes before this hearing starts, I believe. We have 620 in the chat. There's only 118 over there on Court TV. What's going on? It's because we got the best community around, the Kiosk Club. JSP, will you be covering the trial gavel to gavel? I will. Listen, and I know I said that about Sarah Boone, and I dropped the ball. And you know what? I've gone over the reasons why in one of my morning coffee podcasts over there on Patreon. Had a lot going on, dealing with a lot, but we're all out of the clear with that. And I am taking this head on, taking on a couple trials. This one, Koberger. I'm actually going to make a Koberger video this week. An actual long form video. Jay, thank you for the one gifted membership. Looks like Jolie was the lucky recipient. Now he can use emojis. Barbara says, I enjoyed the Patreon Morning Coffee podcast episode. Thank you. There's another one coming tomorrow. I'll record it in the morning. So yeah, if you don't know Patreon, over there on my Patreon, Jumpsuit Pablo, I do at least once a week, maybe more soon, but at least once a week, podcast episode called Morning Coffee, where I talk more about my personal life, stories from my day-to-day, stuff like that. Nothing really prison, true crime, or Wade Wilson related. What's up with the ads during the live stream, JSP? What's up with them? They're there. Are your podcasts live on Patreon? Not yet. We have a very niche following. I mean, if more people are interested, we can definitely start doing that. I wish you had a $1.99 tier. For memberships or Patreon, I can add that, I think. Honestly, I feel like this is just it kind of defaults you. And as you all know, I've never taken a good interest in trying to like really work out the memberships thing. But I can do that. I can add that. Welcome, Fiona. Just got a membership. I hope Rex Heuermann will be live too. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about him, and I keep telling my buddy all the time. I'm like, there's 3 big trials coming up. If we're counting out Diddy, I don't know when Diddy's happening. Maybe Lil Durk. I don't know what's going on with all that, but I know like what everyone's been waiting on. I know Lori Daybell, she's just about out of here. Koberger and Rex Heuermann. I always forget him. What up, Swamp Dweller? Luigi Mangione. Do you think he'll be this year? I feel like something like that could be quite a while. Diddy's trial is May 4th. Wow. There's a lot of trials happening during the summer. I'm challenging myself to cover all those. I really, really want to cover all those. Something I've never really done before. I didn't even do that with Wade. I came in way late. I think I started covering Wade after he already got found guilty. But I did cover his sentencing, and that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. I think we had a record-breaking like 15,000 viewers during that. We had more than the actual Law and Crime. Jumpsuit Pablo, did you ever go to Delaney's in downtown Spartanburg to get some shepherd's pie? I didn't go there to get shepherd's pie. I've been there quite a few times before I moved to Greenville. I like Delaney's. Nice little spot. Diddy won't be televised in New York. Just in New York, or what about the other 49 states? What's up with this live? Are they starting? They're a minute late. Come on. I just want the emojis, and I can afford $2 a month. All right. Let me see. You know what? Matter of fact, let me go try to do this right now. Let me see. I'm in my studio. Memberships. Can I add a tier? Add a level. Let's do 99 cents. Kiosk. Clubber. Right? Oh, we've got to add the emojis, I think. Edit. Nope, they're all there. Boom. What's wrong with this? Oh. Come on. Emojis. Use emojis. There, is that good enough? No. All right. Are we done? Boom. All right. Oh, now I got to submit it for review. It'll take about 24 hours. But anyways, there you go. All right. Tried to do it. Might take a day, but hey, we got a lot more live streams coming up, so don't worry. And apparently, I thought it was just for live streams you can use this. You can actually, even if I just post a video or anything, you can go in the comment section if you're a member and use those emojis. So that's pretty cool. Welcome to all 857 people watching right now. I'm so glad you're here. Can't wait for this to start. We are going to get, I'm telling you, we're going to get schooled in How to Prepare a Defense by Lori Daybell. I'm telling you. And if you don't agree, clearly you're a zombie. You're a dark spirit. And Lori needs to cleanse you. So. Why are they not starting yet? What's going on? Jumpsuit, do you have a Discord server? No, I do not. I have a Reddit. I have a subreddit. Mandy, I'm so glad to hear that. The hearings are always late. Yeah. I guess so. So confirm for me this hearing, just so I'm right. This hearing is to decide whether or not any cameras whatsoever are allowed for the trial. Is that right? Or if that's wrong, somebody let me know what this hearing exactly is for. She has more eyebrow penciling to do. Oh, yes. Judge already said yes to cameras. Okay. Well, then what is this for? She doesn't want court TV cameras. Yeah, that's what court TV's description says on this live. Right here it says, pre-trial hearing, convicted killer Lori Vallow Daybell, the so-called doomsday cult mom, filed a motion, handwritten motion, asking for court TV to be banned from her Arizona courtroom, citing coverage of her and fifth husband, goodness, Chad Daybell's murder cases in Idaho. So, Deborah, thank you for the $5 donation. She says, jumpsuit, don't stare at Lori's eyebrows. They are scary. God. I hadn't even seen them till now. Welcome, Muriel. Just joined. Got a membership. Welcome. Enjoy your emojis. It's on standby on Law and Crime too. Really? Because I'm not going to lie. I kind of would rather watch Law and Crime. What do y'all think? I mean, listen, the only reason I say that is because I know Law and Crime doesn't they don't mind if you stream their coverage. I don't know about Court TV. I've never streamed Court TV. What do y'all think? Am I giving memberships out? No. You can. I can give out 10 memberships a month. I already gave those out last time. But sometimes some nice people will give out a couple memberships. YouTube chooses at random. Anyone who's in the chat, it randomly selects someone. Law and Crime, Court TV is great. Law and Crime, stay safe. Nice. Welcome, 420 Spartan, Heather Cameron, and Soed Freak. All got memberships. Sorry, Jumpsuit. I thought she was already convicted. I enjoy you. She was convicted for the murders of. She was already convicted of the murders of her children. This is for what was her fourth husband? Because I said her fifth. Yeah, her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, and the attempted murder of Brandon, her niece's ex-husband. Notification from other channels say judge orders 30-minute delay from original start time. Oh, piece of crap. Well, I might order me some breakfast. Don't they know my viewers are waiting? Gosh, somebody call that courthouse. Reagan McNeil, thank you for the donation with the cat sticker. Love that. Bring the cats in. Oh, goodness. If I bring the cats in, this whole stream is going to crap. Things are getting unplugged. Listen, I let one in the other day. I'm telling you, I had to reconfigure my camera, replug it in, and my monitor wouldn't turn on or show anything when my computer was on. I had to spend like 20 minutes fixing it. Call Jessie. She will get on the phone with them and tell them to hurry up. Yeah. Dang right. Need to get Jesse on this ASAP. Welcome, E.E. Caroline. Don't lie on Hissy. It wasn't Hissy. It wasn't Hissy. It was the other cat. She will go unnamed so that I can't be sued by her. She allegedly destroyed my entire setup. Okay. Until proven guilty. Allegedly destroyed my entire setup. Piece by piece. Welcome, Kevin. The membership. Penny Green, thank you for the $20. Love your channel, and I'm so proud of you for turning your life around. P.S. I also missed the box kicking. Well, thank you so much, Penny. And you know what? Ariel, it's Ariel's fault. I'll tell you that. It's Ariel's fault. She makes me get rid. She makes me break down and fold all the boxes and throw them away every trash day. It's her fault that there's no boxes in this house. So blame it on her, because if it wasn't for her, I'd have a stack of boxes. Excuse me, stack of boxes back here to kick. It's her fault. I'm blaming it on her. Hope, thank you for the super sticker. TJ, put some cat stuff on the Amazon kiosk so you can put a cat tree in there. I'm going to. Even if I don't put it on the list, I'll get it myself. And we're going to get them in here. I got to sit them all down and tell them to stay away from my equipment. And once they tell me they understand, we'll try letting them in there. Okay. Welcome, M. Disaster. Welcome, Miley White, with the membership. Hey, how did you get those cat box emojis? I want those. Where'd you find those? Welcome, Penny Green. There's a cat repellent spray on Amazon. Oh, so everyone's just spamming the cat box emojis to throw it in my face. I don't know how to get them. I'll find them. Don't worry about it. I'll find them. Let me see. Where are they? I don't see it. Oh. Boom. Yeah. So there you go. Has anyone seen, they got the original tablet emails from when Kiosk Kristen and Wade first started talking. A couple people asked me to start looking at those and reacting to them. I have not looked at any yet, so I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm just done with Wade or what, but it just depends. Depends on what y'all want, really. I mean, I don't mind. Every time I post a Wade video, three-fifths are like, yeah, it's great. And then 2/5 are like, sick of Wade. So I don't know. Everybody over Wade, all right. That's what I suspected. That's why we're moving on to other stuff, okay? Jumpsuit Pablo, what happened to all the money? I guess they spent it. Oh, I did see this. Let me show you guys this. Hang on. I'll try to email it. Did I screenshot that? Let me see. This came from, so let me try to, I'll just have to read it to you. This is an update from the new Team Wade, whoever took over because the real Team Wade resigned. Hello, everyone. Wade's appellate defense attorney, Ufferman. Sorry, they don't know how to spell, so it's hard. Don't judge me. I'm reading misspelled words, okay? Wade's appellate defense attorney, Ufferman, has asked for a total of $150,000. Donations raised $565,000 to December. $415,000 remains to be paid. There is still a lot to pay. More donations are needed to support the attorney. Share as much as possible. Wade still needs our support. Thank you all for your attention. This doesn't even make any sense. What are you talking about? The attorney needs a total of $150,000. We've only raised 5 times that. Please give all you can. What are you even talking about? Idiots, man. I tell you, they don't know what the... Oh, gosh. Doofus McGee. So, I mean, you know, who knows what that money was spent on? I really don't know. I could give you some guesses, but I really don't know. Blah, blah, bags. Thanks for the membership. I thought we were supposed to watch Lori's court hearing right now. Well, ma'am, we're trying. We're waiting on it. It's coming. We're all waiting. Sister. I thought so too. I thought so too. She's not done applying her eyebrows. Okay. Where's the membership button? I honestly don't know. Lori. So maybe we'll start in another 10 or so minutes, a little more than 10 minutes. Mods, drop a membership link, please. Says the mod. I'm just kidding. Sunshine Murphy. You're a mod, by the way. Where are the moderators, ma'am? You're a moderator. Plenty of time to bring in the cat. I'm telling y'all always sit here and convince me to bring a cat in. I bring a cat in, they step on something, they knock something over, and then next thing you know, we can't hear you. You're muted. Oh, your microphone's not working. We can't see you. Where'd you go? And I'm like, see, I told y'all this would happen. Where's your cat? I guess no cat today. Did y'all tune in to me, or are you waiting on my cats to go live? Look at this. Huma Fox, $10 donation. We want to see your cats. Oh, gosh. Well, if there's any right outside the door, I'll show you one real quick while we're waiting. Are there even any cats? Okay, now you're questioning my cat ownership. All right, hang on. Hey, look at the... What are you doing? She's not familiar in here. She doesn't like it. She was crying to be let out. She doesn't, here's the thing. She doesn't like Lori Daybell. She thinks she's a piece of crap. She can't stand to see her. So, proof of life. Yeah. She's still here, people. Okay. Yeah, she was laying down. She didn't want to be in here, but you know, I said, hey, you're part of this team. You're part of this channel. Did you run to the neighbors to borrow a cat? I sure did. $99 membership is now showing for Android. Nice. Well, everybody can join for $1. And if not, that's cool too. Whatever you want to do. Where's the other fur baby? You can't pick her up. She's too fierce. She's too fierce. She is a fierce, independent little girl. She does not like to be picked up. She will come see you when she's ready for affection and love. You don't just simply go see her and decide, oh, I'd like to pet on you. No. You'll get messed up. When she's ready, she will come visit. She will come visit and allow you to love on her. Thank you for the $10, Claire, just because you are awesome. Thank you, Claire. You're awesome. Look at all these new members. Vibe Chick. This is really happening. Jean, Michelle H., Aura Chaser, Harley Quinn. Nice. Members are flying in. Good change. Yep, I agree. I didn't know I could do that. Sometimes y'all got to tell me, all right? I don't mind doing that. Hank East is obsessed with plungers. JSP, how are the new jibs treating you? Well, brother, I tell you, I don't know what jibs are, so. Jibicus. Antique Macabre. Macabre. Is that how you say it? Come on, y'all. What do we got? About 5-6 minutes. Let's get it. Cookie K, welcome. What's up, Mandy? Daybellicus. She's going to get her Daybell wrong. See what I did? West Virginia Mountain Mama sent $5 for cat treats for the babies. Oh, gosh. Don't do that. They'll tackle me for those. We'll get them some cat treats. Some temptations. Show yourself kicking, then breaking the boxes down. All right, I'll set a camera up. Y'all want some in real life streaming? Where do you live, JSP? Man, excuse me. Would you like my social security number along with that? JSP, will you have human children someday? What are you talking about? Did you not just see my human child I brought in here? Did you not just see her? That's my daughter. BC girl, thank you for the $20. How are you liking the new house? It's great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Lots of room for the kids to run around. What state do you live in? South Carolina. We got 1K in the house. Yes, and your bank account info. Your bank account number and routing info. Why, are you going to route me something? Look at the face of Lori Daybell. She looks like she would fight you over a morning breakfast undercooked biscuit. Jumpsuit, will you be covering the Koberger trial? I absolutely will. I'm actually making a Koberger video this week. I've been trying to catch up. I'm seeing all these new updates coming out, you know, with the 911 call. I think I heard that. Some of the text messages, some other stuff. So I'm getting caught up on everything. And I'm going to be making a Koberger video and really try to get into him. Going to be covering her when her trial comes up. Someone told me there's a group who believe Brian Koberger is innocent and they call themselves the Pro-Burgers. And I just got to say, that is the worst name I've ever heard in my life. Pro-Burgers? Are you kidding? Losers. Bunch of losers. Yeah, we're the Pro-Burgers. Yeah. Well, you know what I am? I'm an impossible burger. And see, that joke is honestly fantastic on a deeper level, because an impossible burger means it's made with fake meat, which means him being innocent is fake. False. Impossible burger. Or a good burger? No, because that means he's good. Not a good burger. Or am I thinking of a Impossible Whopper? Is that what it's called? What am I thinking of here? Someone just said law and crime. ... Law and crime indeed. That's what we're here to... That's what's going on here. Law and crime, crimes against laws, and a little touch of justice. You bet your biscuit. They should be called the Aspergers. Oh, goodness. Do you think that he's innocent? I think he may be. Like I said, last I heard, it didn't seem so, but then again, I haven't caught. I mean, apparently there's all these updates that came out. I'm kind of still catching up on that. I don't know if there's anything out there that would like just blow my mind. I don't know. I still got to catch up on all that. But I mean, last I looked in, and I'll tell you, that was like definitely last year, if not like late 23. So far, there seems to be reasonable doubt. Well, like I said, I'll have to look into it. Sunshine Murphy, thank you for the $10. Please cover the Karen Reed versus Boston PD. Boston PD is so corrupt, it seems. Paul, please look into it. P.S. Love you, pup. Thank you. Well, I'll look into that. That's kind of, that trial is ongoing, right? I see it right over here. It's live. Motions hearing. So is that about to start? The trial hadn't started yet, right? Nice. Okay. Well, so when does her trial start exactly? Does anybody know? Maybe I can hop on that. Is everybody into the Karen Reed trial? Oh, they had a mistrial. That's what I was wondering, because I remember seeing a lot of stuff, and the cops were like saying all type of crazy stuff in the text messages about her, like sending photos of her and stuff that they found in her phone. April 1st. Is that a joke? Are you trying to April Fool's me? Okay. Okay. I was going to say, all right. No, it started on Law and Crime. Hang on. All right. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Where is it? Here? It ain't started. What are you talking about? Who said that? All right, so April 1st. So I got some time to get caught up on that. Maybe I'll get into that. Sick of Karen Reed, says Cookie K. Cookie K's just downright ding dang sick. Karen Reed. They were started on Law and Crime. Oh, were they? Look at this photo of her. Look at them eyebrows. Those things. Look, I want y'all to look at her eyebrows. Can y'all see them? Imagine this is the stock and this is the barrel. They look like a musket. It looks like a musket. Her eyebrows look like muskets. Musket Daybell. She needs a better color match on those brows. Yeah, because the color's the problem. It's not the shape. Yeah, she just needs a better color match. That's all. Then she'll be on fleek. When did Pablo become the fashion police? Listen, you don't got to be the fashion police. I can be a fashion neighborhood watch. I can be a fashion good citizen. Okay, because you don't got to be the police. You know, you don't got to do and launch an investigation to find out the shape of them eyebrows. Ain't it, sister? I'm just a fashion neighborhood watch. All right, doing my due diligence. Citizen's arrest. just making it a citizen's arrest. All right. Submitting an anonymous tip. Chelsea Carlson, thank you for the donation. Those are Sharpie those are the Sharpie eyebrow special. Whew. Well, that Sharpie must be running out of ink because things are fading. Dana said, Lori is going to build a portal to send you to. I hope it brings me right to her. I'll go like this. And I'll smudge them little eyebrows off. Then what? Now what you going to do, sister? Now we can't tell what your facial expression is. If you're angry, if you're confused, if you're concerned, if you're intrigued, we don't know. Because I just wiped your eyebrows off. All right, it should be starting soon. Let me go use the bathroom real quick, and we'll hopefully get started. Why is his stand empty? It's not a stand, it's a chair. Stand. Oh, y'all been timing my pee break? Somebody said they have audio on court TV. I don't hear it. Oh, on court. Oh, goodness.
001704.
Your Honor, for the record, this Trinity on behalf of the state, and for the record, the next of kin and the victim in the 2022 matter are appearing virtually.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pamela Hicks and Robert Abernathy as advisory counsel.
Can y'all hear?
Daybell.
Go ahead and announce.
Lori Daybell.
All right, thank you. My courtroom assistant said there's some issue with advisory counsel at the table.
I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't think about the logistics, so I'll just let Ms. Daybell.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I could have my investigator up here at the table, because if I needed to ask him something, then I need him available.
Yeah, any side can designate an investigator to sit with them through the trial and through court proceedings. So that you can have, if you can fit 3 chairs there, that's fine. Otherwise, advisory counsel could scoot her chair behind, whatever you think is logistically easier.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I just received word literally 2 minutes ago that we will be using Judge Kemp's courtroom, and we can use it for the entire first trial, which is in the South Court Tower, which will give us more space as needed. Have the parties, I had my staff drop off the proposed questionnaire on your table this morning. I know you just got it this morning. You may need some time to read through it. That's my proposed questionnaire. Obviously, there's maybe a lot more questions that either side would like to ask the potential jurors in follow-up. So this is not limiting what would be asked ultimately to the jurors. In addition to this, the questions in this questionnaire, when the potential jurors come in, I always go over the burden of proof. I go over credibility of witnesses in a little more detail, especially as it pertains to how people perceive officer testimony, and some other areas I'll highlight. So I intend on asking more than just what's in this questionnaire, but this questionnaire is intended to get through some of the bigger issues, such as pretrial publicity or opinions people may have had, or exposure to the case people may have had, and then it has the questions where we may lose additional jurors on the trial schedule, and then victims of crime, views about police officer, and then if they've been charged or a close family member has been charged with a criminal offense, and to explain that. Any comments from the state?
Judge, in terms of publicity, I think my concern would be that when the jurors come in here and start hearing about the case or hearing testimony about the case, they'll hear the names Tylee and JJ, which obviously were more, there was more publicity about those than about Charles Vallow. And so I think if we really want to ensure that the jury is unbiased and has had no pretrial publicity with regards to the defendant, we're going to have to question them as to their knowledge of her other convictions out of Idaho. That was something that was just incredibly all over the media.
I agree, but I think that may happen in individual voir dire. This initial questionnaire, if they recognize the name Vallow or Daybell and they've been exposed to something in the media about it, they should tell us about what they know about it and about whether they know about that other case and whether they know about anything that happened to it, about it. So I anticipate losing a number of jurors just based on that. But I agree with you. some may say they've been exposed to it, but it wouldn't affect their ability to be fair. And in individual voir dire, we can explore those options. I don't want to necessarily taint the whole pool by saying, hey, she's got these convictions in this other state.
And Your Honor, I don't propose we talk about the convictions, but we will hear the names JJ and Tylee in this trial. So that's my concern, is if we don't raise those names, whether or not we put them in the list as people that they may hear.
What I could do is on question 15, where it lists out my name, the court staff, I need to include your name, the attorney's names, the advisory council's names in there. I'll add those. But at the bottom where it says other potential witnesses, I could do a third or another category that says other people that may be referenced but are not going to testify and list those names. That's fine. Is there any in addition to those two?
That would be the only for that. I think the other issue is, of course,
Chet says she should have hired Ari to represent her, and I agree. That's your best shot.
the defendant's supplemental 15.2 names.
When was that filed? I haven't seen it.
I filed actually 2 motions to preclude them all and emailed them to your court Sunday.
Okay, maybe that's in my folder that's on my desk. Before we,
Defense filed that on the 12th of March.
okay, before we get to that, let me ask the defendant. Other comments on the proposed questionnaire and the information that we're going to put in there?
I think it's
What's that?
pretty clear.
Okay, do you have any objection to listing Tylee and JJ because they will be mentioned?
No?
Okay. All right. Let's take a look here. Let me ask the state, you have 21 witnesses listed. I need to look at the defense witnesses that were listed.
21 witnesses.
And we're
Are they
after
all
jury
zombies?
selection. I recognize jury selection could take longer than the initial week that I've set forth, but from April 7th to May 15th, the current screening, that is 20 full days of trial and 2 half days, so essentially 21 days of trial. Do you really think we need to screen that far out? I know you're being overly cautious.
I think, especially given that I'm not positive we'll pick a jury in that first week, I think we should, Your Honor.
All right. Defense have any comment on how we're screened through May 15th?
I think it's plenty of time, Your Honor, myself.
Well, there you have it from the expert, Judge.
All right, let's deal with a couple things. First, I've received the notice of compliance. That was when the defendant requested the Gilbert video. Does that apply to the second case or this case?
Your Honor, it's an incident that occurred in January. It's not really, it was disclosed because it is mentioned in the DR. The defense had filed a motion for the state to disclose that, and then had brought up again on the 11th that the state had not disclosed it, that there was some YouTube video of that. I have looked for said YouTube video. I have gone through the police report. I don't know what video she's discussing, but
Didn't have a lot of likes
we're
on
not
it,
aware
so
of
I
any
never
video
saw
that
it.
hasn't been disclosed, so I'm just providing notice that disclosure is complete as to that police report that is peripherally relevant.
All right. Any comment on that?
Yes, Your Honor. For clarity, is the state proposing that there is no video or that they don't have to give it to me because it's not attached to that DR number?
I think what she said was she's not aware of what video you referenced. So as far as her knowledge, she doesn't have it and doesn't know about it.
So I should go directly to Gilbert Police Department to get it?
Well, last time you were in court, you said your investigator,
ma'am, you can't go
someone
anywhere.
told you about it,
A mitigator
a mitigator.
showed it to me.
If they have that link, why don't they just send it to the state, and that may help the state determine if that's something they've already
I'll
disclosed.
tell you, I will tell you why they won't, because that is my former team, and they will not do anything to help my investigator, my paralegal. They won't give us any information that they found. They won't talk to us at all because apparently there was a conflict. So they will not help us. They will not send us anything. They will not email us anything. They will not answer anything that we ask them to. So that has been the response from my former defense team. That's where we are.
All right. Do you know, and maybe your advisory councils can speak to this, did they turn over a file to you, or did you have to start from scratch?
No, from what I understand, all they turned over was the 22 terabyte hard drive, and that is it. They didn't turn on any notes, any work product, nothing that they had done to that point. And they continue to stand by that today, even though a lot of that information I gave to them, they would not give it back to me.
Womp womp. Well, sounds like sucks for you. They must be zombies over there. Must be a bunch of zombies doing that.
All right. I'm going to make an order, and it'll be in the minute entry that they turn over a copy of their entire file, including any mitigation information that was gathered to the advisory council. That makes Hicks, you look like you want to say something.
I don't know.
I've had it. I'm out of here. I'm done with this trial. She just left. I don't know. I got to go get a bag of Fritos from the vending machine. I can't deal with this. We can hear you whispering. I think the judge is a zombie.
No, I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so I'll do a more detailed order about.
She just went to throw up and then came
They
back.
should have turned over a copy of their entire file to advisory council when they withdrew.
This is crazy. Already. How do my eyebrows look? Get your notes together, Daybell. Yeah, mark your little stuff down. Make sure you get that. All right. You're gonna need it for your big case. Your big She really does look like a baby from the Devil's Rejects movie. I saw a couple people say that. I've always thought that. Welcome, Nikki, with the membership. Where's Barry Shack? Shell Broadway says. I don't know. I'm sure he's coming any moment. She doesn't need Barry Shack. She's doing this herself, don't you know? Barry Shack could never do what she can do.
All right, so I've read the defendant's disclosures that were filed March 6th and March 12th, as well as the state's motion to preclude. And, well, let me start. Have you received any response from the defense, anyone from the defense team since you filed this on March 16th?
Your Honor, last night at 10:30 or so, defendant's investigator sent over a list of the addresses of the witnesses. I did speak with him this morning. I still am unclear if defense will be setting up those interviews or if they will be providing phone numbers to the state to set them up ourselves. As for the expert, again, last night at like 10:30 at night, defense investigator emailed the state and indicated that the defense expert would need to or wanted to obtain the physical laptops and cell phones that the police had impounded so that he could then review them, do his own sub-right or extractions. So obviously the expert hasn't even begun work, let alone, they've also requested all impounded items from law enforcement. I'm unclear if they're asking for ones that were impounded in Idaho as part of their investigation or just the ones here. The statements from the investigator appears to be all of them, which would mean the state would have to request Idaho to send those to the investigator. So again, given all of those issues, I don't see how that it would be possible for the state to provide that to the expert prior to this trial beginning, let alone to get a report or an opinion prior to this trial beginning.
All right, let's set aside Dworkin for the time being. So well, let me ask the investigator. What's your name, sir?
Jeff.
Jeff what?
White.
Okay, Mr. White, are you going to be setting up interviews for the state to interview whatever potential witnesses the defendants noticed?
I'm trying to verify, excuse me, sir. I'm trying to verify the phone numbers to be correct. I do have a few of them, but some of them.
He can't even get it out.
I'm trying to make sure that these are the correct numbers.
Okay.
I did the searches for them, and I have to apologize. I left yesterday, and for some odd reason, my email just did not go through. So,
Your Honor, my understanding is that the state has interviewed every single person on my witness list previously. That's where I got the people from the interviews that they had from the state previously. So I understand that they're allowed to do another interview of them, but they have interviews of every single person that is on my list, with the exception of one.
Which is who?
Which is Nate Eaton.
Okay. When you say the state's done the interview, do you mean police or someone from the prosecutor's office?
In discovery, I have interviews with police on every single one of the witnesses that are on my list.
Okay.
So I know that they had their addresses. I know that we were trying to get the addresses to them in the quickest way possible. And where I am at the jail, the communication is very difficult for me to get a hold of my investigator, to get a hold of my paralegal. I'm 23 hours a day locked down. If I don't have Wi-Fi, I don't have a phone. If I don't have battery, I don't have a phone. I don't have access to get to people. So I understand that.
True Virgo says Nate Eaton is a News Nation person. Is he? Who's Nate Eaton? I thought she made that up. I thought she looked over and saw her, advisor eating and was like just making a name up. Nate Eaton. Nate Eaton. That's the guy.
I understand the time constraints, and we're doing the best that we can of getting things answered, getting things put together.
So as a threshold question,
He's a
your
news
assertion
anchor.
is that all these people that you've listed in your notices have relevant information for trial?
Correct.
And do you know if the police have interviewed these people?
Your Honor, the first listed person is a reporter. So I'm not really sure the relevance of a reporter.
He's the only one that hasn't been. So that's what I stated.
So, Your Honor, the point is to start with, one, these people, I'm not sure all of them actually have been interviewed. Those that have would have been interviewed 5 years ago. So whether or not their addresses are correct, unclear. It's not the state's responsibility for the defendant to do the defendant's work and find these people. I have an absolute right to do interviews just as the defendant does. So In terms of the witnesses, I think that most of them, as best I can guess, would be character evidence, which would be improper under 405. So depending on what they say, then I need to file motions to preclude or motions in limine for any or all of these witnesses.
All right, so it's premature to address these today. The state's going to have to interview them and find out if, in their opinion, they have relevant information or not. And then if there's a dispute as to whether or not they'd be called, I'll have to deal with that as it comes up. But if they're unable to be located or interviewed, obviously they won't be called at trial. Mr. Dworkin, if you want him to do extractions, you're not ready for trial. So in order for him to do the work that he's requesting, getting copies of a laptop or a cell phone or whatever the case may be, that's going to take him time to extract and analyze and then prepare a report, months maybe.
I understand that, Your Honor, and I'm hoping he can do it in an expedited manner. I requested him from OPDS on January 14th. He got approved on March 7th.
Well,
from OPDS.
You're the one pressing for your speedy trial, so you kind of have to make a decision on we're set for trial.
Doofus.
You want to go to trial, or you want to have him do that work that you want?
Lori
I don't think both
Daybell.
are going to happen. Even if you got the laptops today, generally those types of things can take weeks, even months to analyze and prepare a report on.
Do you see how this lady just looked at him? She's like, oh my goodness.
I understand that. And I also
Crap.
understand that I've only been given 10 hours for him from OPDS, right? So if he could spend 10 hours this week getting them ready, then he can give us a report with the best that he can do.
Well, the report's already late technically, but if it were allowed, first of all, it's going to take time to coordinate him getting the. Let's start here. Specifically, what are you requesting? Because the state wasn't clear whether you were requesting items here impounded by a particular police department or items that may be impounded in Idaho.
Well, I'm sure that my investigator would like to have all of those things done, and I realize that we're on a time constraint, and I would be only concerned with one item, which is at Chandler Police Department, which was Charles, my husband's phone, Charles Vallow's phone. And I would like a copy of the extraction that they took from it, the digital forensic.
I love how she's representing herself, but Doofy McGee over here. Make sure you ask for this. Oh, and also, Judge, I would like a copy.
Extraction from Chandler Police could be given to him immediately. That would be very helpful.
Wasn't that already disclosed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that part of the initial terabyte?
Yes.
Excuse
Idiot.
Me. Yeah. Everything that I have is on a 22 terabyte. So if hard drive. So if I give that away, I can't do my work.
Well, can't you make copies of files out of it?
22 terabytes.
I understand that.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard you, brother.
So what's your proposal?
I'll take it up.
I mean, if you have
get to
all that
work,
information
Buster.
in a file, I'm not saying you have to copy the whole 22 terabytes, but there's a file in there somewhere that
Literally take a picture with your phone.
the
Like, what are you talking about?
extraction already for that requested item that's been in defense possession for however long now.
I'll take it up tomorrow.
So I'm happy to make an order, but again, if he's not done with that information you want, are you still wanting to proceed to trial at the end of this month?
Yes, Your Honor.
So even if he got something done, it could still be precluded, but I'll give him the opportunity to do whatever it is that you
Why did we just
he
get
needs
a
to do to analyze that. But
foot
that
cam?
information's been in defense possession for
Look at that.
months, if not over a year.
More than a year, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And he was just approved by OPDS last week, Your Honor.
She's got alligator
You said he was
feet.
approved. You applied in January.
I applied for him in January and last Friday, he got approved.
Again, this is one of those things where you have to weigh your options on whether it's worth it to get a continuance so you can have your defense do the work that you want done on your defense. But if you're telling me you don't want to do that,
I would like to do that, but my situation in my housing department precludes me from doing that.
from asking for a continuance, first of all, it's
Hang
it's
on.
late. Opinion is, first
God
of all,
dang it.
why are you?
Your Honor, I would ask Lee.
I gotta
that
see the
depending on
foot cam,
what
I'm sorry.
Mr.
I
Dworkin
don't know.
says,
Some people
would
miss.
put
It could still be precluded because
Oh, God. Ugh, I can see the dead skin coming off at the heel. Listen, you could do chalk. You could make chalk artwork on a blacktop with them heels. I'm telling you.
depending on what his opinion is. All right, well, so you're telling me you don't want a continuance because any information he has at this point could be precluded as being untimely.
I understand that is the rule, and I understand how unfair and prejudicial that would be to me.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to have to cross the bridge on whether these notice defense witnesses are even able to be located and interviewed before I make a decision on whether they have relevant information and can be called at trial.
obviously, Your Honor, we have a little over a week to try to interview these people, so I will
understand.
file something at the end of next week indicating who I've been able to reach and interview and ask to preclude everyone else.
All right.
They also obviously ask to preclude them regardless,
Right.
based upon what they may say.
All right. What else do we need to address today then? From
Your Honor,
this-
the only other motion that we did not address last week was the state 609 motion. I presume the defendant will likely testify, so I don't know if we wanted to address that now.
Are you prepared to address that now?
No.
I generally will, I guess I'll advise the defendant now that if you choose to testify, it's likely that the jury would hear about the convictions. But at your request, they could be sanitized, meaning
How about we
they would
sanitize them
only hear
feet?
about the fact that you have convictions as opposed to what the nature of the conviction are, but that would be up to you whether you want that information out or not. And then the jury would receive a limiting instruction that the existence of those convictions is only to be used for the purposes of determining credibility. So you should be aware of that when you make a decision on whether you want to testify or not. Oh, if you do want to testify, it will be question and answer, meaning you need to write out all your questions that you want to be asked and have one of your advisory counsels ask those questions to you when you're on the witness stand.
Right.
Okay, so you can't
Oh, yeah, right. Of course. I know that.
take the witness stand and just give a narrative. It'll be question and answer.
So am I supposed to reply to the 609? Is that what you're saying? And ask for it to be sanitized if I want that?
We can talk about that when we actually have a 609 hearing, but yeah, you can make that request orally.
Lori should open up a law firm after this. Daybell, Doofus, and Dingbat, attorneys at law practice.
You don't have to do a written response. I indicated last time for your opening statement and closing argument and questioning witnesses that you'll pretty much be limited to the podium. We'll be in a different courtroom apparently for trial, but it'll be set up very similarly. Either your investigator or one of your advisory counsels will approach witnesses with exhibits if you have to show a witness an exhibit. So I'll have to do the same limitations on the state. The state would be confined pretty much to the area of the podium, and the state would have someone assist in approaching witnesses with exhibits and that sort of thing. All right.
I have some motions that I'd like to file. I've had a really
Oh
hard
my
time getting,
gosh.
my paralegal
Copies
is
for the
very
state.
busy. I don't have copies.
All right, we'll make copies and give them to the state, and then we'll file them, and depending on what they are, I'll rule on them as the response and replies come in, or we may have to address them.
Let's hear these
depending on what they are.
motions.
So plan on that.
How about get a glob of Vaseline and do this motion on your feet? Crusticus.
Questionnaire going out. I think we said
Lori Scheck.
I think we said next Thursday, the 20th, will be sent out to potential jurors for the first batch of jurors, and then the responses would be cut off on the 26th.
Judge is going to be sent out Monday the 24th and will end on Monday the 27th.
All right. And then I'll meet with the parties on the 31st to go over those remote responses. So that'll be the 31st at 10:30 a.m. Then again, I'll just reiterate on April 1. Are we having we're not having walk-ins, Izzy, until the 1st?
Right.
Okay, and then on the 1st, we will meet again, and for the rest of that week, we'll likely be meeting at 10:30 and continuing with jury selection every day.
Okay.
Until we get enough jurors. Hopefully we get enough the first week. If we have to, we'll go into the second week.
Does that give me enough time to tweeze my eyebrows? Okay, yeah, all right, we accept, all right. That sounds good, Judge.
Judge, I know that I'd given you a date that I was going to need to be dark on. I'm going to put out there, since I obviously don't know when we will get the jury picked. I do have some witnesses that are flying in, so I may have some days where I may need to end a little early or whatnot to try to accommodate some witness schedules. But I'll keep the court updated once we get a jury picked.
I think we'll have a good idea by about day 2 of jury selection, whether we're gonna need to go into the next week or not. That reminds me though, is I would like the parties to plan on, we're gonna have a much better idea after about the second week of trial and the first trial, how the second trial will unfold as far as how many jurors we might need, but I would like the parties to plan on doing another remote questionnaire with a much larger pool for the second trial and meeting on Friday, May 30th. I'm just giving you a heads up as far as this is concerned. And then for scheduling purposes, so everyone knows, I'm planning on probably going Monday through Friday of the week of June 2nd, as well as Monday through Friday, the week of June 9th, to try to get as much done as we can. And then there's going to be some dark days there toward the end of June, but we need to get it done by July 4th.
Don't call them dark days. Lori will think you're talking about
When are you planning
zombies.
on starting that trial?
So jury selection would be the starting May 30th. All right, anything else from the state for today? If you want to stick around, we'll get you copies of those motions.
I do. Your Honor, I guess the only other thing is, for the questionnaire, are we going to put in the defendant's 15.2 witness list?
I'll put in those names preliminarily. It doesn't hurt, just in case anyone is called from that list. And if anyone knows any of those people, I will put that in, actually. Anything else from the defense?
So I'm unclear on where we stand with the video that I requested.
The state says they don't know what video you're talking about. They've disclosed everything they have, so I'm going to make an order to your prior team to give you whatever that is. If you have a link in that information, you can forward it to the state so the state can see if that's something they've already disclosed or if that's something Gilbert didn't give them, or on the other hand, since it was told you secondhand or showed you secondhand, whether it's something different than what you thought it was. I don't know. So I'll make an order that they hand over all those things to you, so maybe you can figure that out. But at this point, the state says they've disclosed everything that they have and everything that they're aware of.
And in that order, they'll give it to my advisory council, or
Who do you want me to, I was going to say give it to your advisory council. Do you want a more narrowed order? Maybe any mitigation work that was collected, or do you want a broad order that's basically everything in their possession?
Well, it would be nice if they could turn over everything in their possession that we worked on.
I was just thinking
together.
it would be easier for you maybe to find that needle in a haystack if it was a more narrow order.
Well, she knows what the link is, and she could just give it to us, and we asked for her to do that, and
What's that?
the attorney said, no, she can't do that. She can't give you any.
What's that mitigator's name?
My mitigator's name? Pamela.
On your prior.
Pamela Kearney?
Do you know how do you spell Kearney?
Cerny.
All right, I'll make a specific reference to that.
And do we need an order, Your Honor, to pick up my husband's phone at Chandler Police so that Lonnie can do the extraction?
Well, you already have that extraction in your discovery. What's the state's position on Lonnie Dworkin meeting someone at, you said Chandler, right? Chandler
Yes, at
Police
Chandler Police
Department to do another extraction.
Your Honor, obviously the state and defense have always had stipulations so that should something happen to the device while it's in the possession of Mr. Dworkin, that there are now no issues with chain of custody or anything else. So the state would have to draw up a release, have that scheduled on who it's going to be picking it up, have the defendant sign that release indicating that she understands that should anything happen to that she waives those rights to claim those things. So
I think what I was asking was, does Mr. Dworkin have the ability to just do the extraction on site?
on site where? At Chandler?
At Chandler.
I don't think the police departments allow anyone to go in there and conduct their work in the police department.
Okay. All right, so to maintain the chain of custody, the state can draw up an agreement, and if the defendant signs that agreement, then Mr. Dworkin could pick up that phone.
That's perfect. Logistically, how's that going to happen?
She's gonna forward that to your investigator, and I guess he'll have to
Yeah,
come down and have
let's
you sign
talk
it.
logistics with Lori.
All right,
Logistical Lori.
be at recess.
Recess. Oh, they're whispering. Oh, dang it. What if we just heard her whisper and like confess? That'd be great. What are we recessing for? What is up to all 1,400 people in the chat?
On June 4th,
What the-
2007, in Minot, North Dakota, Gordon Knutson could not reach his 18-year-old daughter, Anita.
The
So
heck is this? Oh, did it end? Did they end it? Oh, it's over. Well. Recess so judge can go to chambers. Well, you think I get that, but you think they would have kept the stream going and just, hung out till he comes back. What, do they got to start a whole nother stream, or are they not even going to show it? Because they ended it. Recess until after lunch. The hearing is over. No more today. Okay. Recess till the 31st. Oh, well, all right. Recess means hearing finished. Oh, well, you know what? I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Okay. I knew that. What are you talking about? I knew that. I was just testing y'all to make sure y'all know what's going on. All right. So there we go. Guess I don't need these. Woo. Well, there we go, y'all. There you have it, the hearing. So when do we start back up? When's the next one? I need to know so I can mark it on my little board right here and I won't miss it. And then we can all go live again. So let me know in the chat. March 20th. Are you sure about that, Nina? Judge said it. Oh, really? Well, okay. March 20th. Does anybody know what time? Let me go mark it on my little board. Okay, so Friday, we're coming back. We're all meeting back here Friday. Yeah, I'm getting, I got a board. Thursday? Oh, yeah, today's, Mark said Friday it is. No, sir, I was testing you again. It's Thursday. All right? It's Thursday. Gotcha. Pay attention. We got to be sharp for this trial, y'all. Thursday. Don't let yourself get thrown off. We're meeting back here Thursday. All right? Now, Thursday, we'll schedule the live. We'll all meet back up. In the meantime, I'm going to get myself something to eat. Hope y'all had fun. And I'm going to get to work on reacting to this new Wade interrogation footage. And get that posted tonight. And then try to get to work on maybe a good old Brian Koberger video in the meantime. So, Thursday, guys, not Friday. Gosh, you fell for the oldest trick in the book. You thought it was Friday. Come on, the 20th, guys, Thursday. Look alive and be sharp. I'll see you back here. I had fun. Thanks to everyone for joining me. Love y'all. See you next time.